Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So Sunday evening I decided to host my second ever lobby with subscribers. It was a huge success. It was even bigger and better than the first one. We did around about 5 races. This was race 1, group 4 cars at high speed ring. I was expecting chaos, carnage, and probably some more riding, but it is what it is. That's what you get with high speed ring. So sit back and enjoy this absolutely awesome race with myself and my subscribers. So it was a reverse grid, so the slowest lap times from practice went first, followed by the fastest at the back. And we have Fresh leading us away for our first race of the meeting in his Lamborghini, followed by Ticket Bait and Ocho, both in Alfa Romeos, as well as Jody in her Supra. I believe there's a GTR there as well, and another Alfa Romeo. So in terms of pace, the Alfa Romeo was very much not dominant here, which is kind of good to see because you see it in sport mode all the time. The Lamborghini's proven to be very fast. In practice, the Bugattis were absolute rockets. However, they didn't seem to have the best in terms of race pace, as that is looking like a car off in the background, and I believe that is myself in the Ford Mustang as more carnage happens. And Jace goes for a spin. So again, just not having any luck in these lobbies. So it was myself that spun it and lost it on the loot, the big bank in there, as we're going to go around Jace and basically have to tow each other for the next few laps to even get close to the pack. Now, high speed ring is a very, very fast track, minimal corners, all kind of, I guess the least speed you do is medium speed through, there where Alexander was in the Bugatti. So in terms of, speed, it is an absolute rocket ship of a track. The more speed, the better. The banking can catch you by surprise. You do see wall riding. Sadly, there was some instances of wall riding in this lobby. I didn't want to sort of over penalise people for hitting the barrier, because that'd be kind of unfair, because it does happen sometimes, not on purpose. But if you are just purposely riding the wall, it's just not a good look for yourself. As we've got Cowgub making a move on the Alfa Romeo of Archangel. Now, like I said at the beginning, the Alfa Romeos just had no race pace whatsoever. They were topping out, I believe, around about 150, and the rest of the Group 4s would just rocket past them, making it look far too easy in comparison. So really not a track for the Alfa. It is 4-wheel drive. It's very, very quick, but it's mostly quick on twisty tracks. So it's all about those low drag cars. You've got things such as a Lamborghini performing well, Bugatti performing well. There was even a little Toyota, which I believe we've just seen in the background, which did very, very well. Dodge Viper's also a very good pick in terms of high speed. Myself, I went with the Mustang, kind of middle of the road. Not the fastest, but not the worst by any means. So we've got a spinner there. That is looking like N Feathers in the GTR going for a spin. So it's looking like it's been a little bit chaotic, but not as chaotic as I probably assumed it would have been. We've got Vinny Bear in P12 in the Bugatti, followed by Alexander, who I believe may have had a moment in his Bugatti. That is a Dodge Viper up in the wall. That's Cowgub. So he's gone up in the wall there somehow. Not quite sure if he's done that on his own or if he's had a little push. So we've got 3 of the faster cars now at the back of the field, as the GTR is going to also have to recover from earlier on. Myself and Jace, we are basically going to pull each other along to try and get back in this race after both having a pretty terrible start. Jace is going to manage to get a bit of a recovery drive going towards the later stages, so well done to him. The Sylvia, again, not a car with a high top speed, very much grippy. So it's all about kind of just running in slipstreams and hoping you can kind of break away if you've got someone behind you. So again, not really a car to expect to perform very well here, as we've got a Lambo of Fresh breaking away from the pack now, taking an early lead, followed by one of the Alphas. So Osho managing to hold that Alpha off, hold the Alpha in position pretty nicely, to say the absolute speed deficit it has, as he's quickly chased down by a Lamborghini and another one of the Sylvias. That's looking like a Bugatti in the background as well of Ultimate Player. I believe P6 is also one of the small Toyotas. That's looking like the 86. Yes, it is. So we're going on to lap 4 here, and it's been pretty much okay to begin with. It's not been as chaotic as I thought. I've not really spotted too much in the way of wall riding. The cars are still pretty close. You can see myself all the way at the back there, so I just did not have the best round there. As we've got a Dodge Viper and a Toyota battling out for position. That is Raddy again turning up to the lobby, so shout out to him, well done, and thank you so much for coming along again. He's going to get down the inside of the Toyota, is he? The Toyota's going to battle back, he's going to try and get the cutback, so Raddy's rear end just cutting the Toyota off there. He is now through. Jodie is in a bit of a pickle here. She's dropped back a little bit, and she's going to be overtaken by what looks like an Alfa and one of the Bugattis, as also the GTR is now trying to chase her down. And there's also a Dodge Viper there. That is the Dodge of Calgub. Ticket Mate, he's dropped back in these early stages. Let's have a look what Calgub's doing. He's in P12 chasing down the GTR of Feathers. So yeah, very kind of close racing, all sort of in our own little pack. So you've got sort of the rear pack, middle pack, and then obviously you've got the leading pack with a few cars sort of offshooted from there. Vinny Bear in the Bugatti, he's not doing too badly. I'd expect that Bugatti to be in a bit of a better position now. However, he just looks like he's biding his time. He's going to get a run on the Alfa by the look of it, so I'm expecting him to sort of get towed along by that and do an overtake there, as myself and Jace, we're again just towing each other along. In terms of pace, we were just both not there in comparison to sort of the Bugattis and the Lamborghinis. Jace holding on nicely to the rear end of that Mustang. As we've got a change for the lead here. That is Lambo Rider overtaking Fresh. He's done that one pretty quickly, so he's really moved up. I'm not sure if he's kind of done that from Wallriding or something, and I've just not spotted it. But Fresh has gone back through, as him and Lambo Rider are battling it out in both the Lamborghini Huracans. I believe these are the only two to take part around here. Sleazy Rider P3 in the Sylvia by the look of it. Yes, he is, so very well done to him, having an awesome race in one of the more underpowered cars, as well as Ocho. He's also having a great race in that Alfa. Definitely the better placed Alfa of the, I believe, like 3 that were in this race, followed by Ultimate Player in the Pepsi liveried Bugatti. So Ocho is running in the slipstream. Is he going to be able to get pulled along and go for an overtake as we get onto the big banked left-hander? I'm not quite sure with that one. We've got the Dodge Viper of Raddy chasing down Vandenberg in the Toyota. Definitely an awesome little car to see take part around the high speed ring. Really did not expect that one. I didn't even expect there to be 2 Sylvias, to be honest. I expected a few Alphas because a lot of people jump in that and assume it's going to be powerful absolutely everywhere. Calgub, he's sort of on his own here. No slipstream, no one behind him really. In P9, as there's a few cars battling back there. That is going to be Jodie, Feathers, and Archangel, I believe, as that is looking like Feathers just wall ride. Yeah, so he's done a bit of a wall riding around there, a little bit of a dirty manoeuvre, to be honest. So yeah, really might have to be careful next time we come to high speed ring and just turn those barrier penalties on. That is a bit of a poor move, to be honest. As it's looking like Archangel and Jodie are really battling it out there. Vinny Bear, he's P13, sort of on his own as myself. I've got myself up past Ticket Bait by the look of it, so we're up past Ticket Bait. Jace, he's looking to make the move as well, so definitely starting to get on the back end of the pack here, so the pace not looking too bad for myself and Jace as we're trying to look to recover from early spins. So we're on lap 6, almost lap 7, so not too bad. To say within about 5 laps we've managed to get back on the rear end of the pack. Not too much in terms of huge crashes for this one, really. I was definitely expecting a lot more kind of, you know, big side-by-side hits. Didn't quite happen. You know, in terms, there was a few crashes. Oh, okay, speaking about crashes, that is definitely, that looked like either Lambo Rider hit Fresh or, you know, we're going to have to look back at that one in the highlights. I believe Lambo Rider might have hit Fresh there, and he's actually come off worse, so he's just going to disappear. I believe he leaves it. Yeah, he just took out Alexander there. That is just, yeah, that's really not on. That's pretty disappointing, to be honest. I don't know what to say really with that one. Definitely not the kind of racing I like to see in these lobbies, as Fresh is now having to hold off the Sylvia, and that looks to be the Bugatti of Ultimate Player in the background. So the Sylvia, is he going to get a run? He's stayed high as the leader, now sort of stays middle. Is he going to get the run on him? I'm expecting not, because that Lamborghini is an absolute rocket in terms of its straight line speed, but he has got ahead. But obviously Fresh is going to have the inside line on the banking. They're going to go side by side. Sleazy trying to do everything he can to sort of put that Lamborghini off without basically hitting him. He's going to tuck back in under the Lamborghini. Is he going to get the move done into that corner? Who knows? He's going to look to pull out. The Lamborghini's got that bit covered off. There's the Bugatti now coming into play as well. So you've got three battling for the lead here. The Lambo and... oh, yeah, the Lambo's up into the wall there. It's looking like Sleazy just caught him. Sleazy's come off worse. Ultimate Player really benefiting from that move. So not quite sure what happened there. It's looking as though the Lamborghini hit the wall and Sleazy just sort of went in a little bit too deep on the exit. Hit him. He's then spun. So he's now dropped back to P4 as Fresh maintains his lead. Ultimate Player not quite being able to take advantage of that accident there. However, it did move him up a position. Osho, he's now back in podium position in P3. Sleazy Rider P4. Raddy P5 in the Dodge. P6 for Jay Vandenberg in the Toyota 86. Really awesome to see that being fairly competitive, to be honest. Calgub, he's in P7, pretty much in his own race at this point. No real slipstream for him to pull him along, so he's kind of on his own feathers. He's trying to do a recovery. He's in P8, obviously having that spin early on, dropping him back. Jodie, she's into the wall, and that's looking like myself trying to go for the overtake. So we are side by side down here, so let's see how this plays. Who's going to come out on top? I actually cannot remember for the life of me. So Jodie running in the slipstream, looking like she's not quite got the top speed of the Mustang, so the Mustang seeming to be pretty quick. However, it's looking, when it gets to the higher ends of the speeds of these cars, that Toyota is very good in a slipstream. So is she going to get the run on the inside here? Let's find out. We're going board myself. We're going to see the Supra come up the inside. We are a little bit crazy, to be honest. So she has got the move done. However, it's looking like I'm fighting back. So again, I managed to maintain P8. I just kind of need to cut this one off and hope I can keep the position now, as the Toyota is pretty much expected to be faster. So we've got a bit of contact there as we go into the left-hander. So again, the Toyota looking quite quick in terms of its, you know, massive top speed, and looking a lot quicker through the corners than the Mustang. The Mustang was okay, it just wasn't the most stable through the corners. So we're going to try the outside. We're going to try and tuck back and ride the high bit of the banking. The Toyota is going to go across into the wall, and then yeah, there we go. So Jodie has taken me out there. So again, this race has just gone from bad to worse in terms of, you know, my own race. I'm now back down. I'm guessing I'm going to be down in last at that point. So again, a lot of work to do, as Ultimate Player has taken the lead. So it's looking as if Fresh has just gone at this point. I'm guessing he's probably just left. So looking like we've lost two cars so far. So both Lamborghinis have disappeared from the lobby. Ultimate Player now P1, followed by Sleazy Riding P2 as a battle side by side with Ocho in the Alpha. Really not expecting these two cars to really be on the podium, as that is also a Toyota in P4. So it's almost the day of the underdogs. So we've got three cars that really kind of shouldn't be that far up the grid, which are now that far up the grid. So yeah, really awesome to kind of see that Toyota doing so well as the Silvia and one of the Alphas. We've got two Dodge Vipers, 5th and 6th, sort of in their own battle, in their own race here. So kind of awesome to see, but sadly just not being able to take advantage of the top end of that Dodge Viper. GTR now P7, trying to make its way back up the grid, looking like it's sort of again just stuck in no man's land. So not much going on there with the GTR. Vinny Bear, he's looking to be chased down by Alexander, Jody and Jace by the look of it, at the back there. So that's again another close battle, and it's all about really getting a slipstream down the straight. I'm expecting Alexander to run in that slipstream and go for an overtake soon, as Jody, well, she's looking like she's going to get overtook by Jace in the Silvia. He's had an awesome little recovery drive, so he's gone all the way from 16th, now looking to get P10. Is Jody going to be able to hold him off? It's looking like it's so far. So the Supra definitely great in terms of its top speed. just holding Jace. So, oh no, she's gone wide. She's into the barrier. So Jace does sneak through. So he is now into the top 10 after that awful spin at the start. As Archangel now goes for the overtake on Jody. So she's lost 2 positions there within a single corner. She's going to have to fight to get that back. Myself, well, I'm still last, chasing down Ticket Bait, who just seems to have dropped off again. The race pace of the Alpha just definitely not there over these longer races. Just really, really poor in terms of its top speed. I believe Ticket Bait said it was topping out about 150, so that is not surprising. The Alpha just really not the best in terms of its overall top speed. Great on acceleration, grip and all that stuff, but just cannot quite compete if it's not really running in a slipstream. As that Sleazy Rider through on Ultimate Player now, so really awesome job. Ultimate Player's going to try and come back. That looked like a little love tap there. Ultimate Player's going to the inside line. He's not going to quite get it. Sleazy up into the barrier, both of them there, following a little bit too closely. So Sleazy now has the lead, so well done to him. Ocho is P3, really just doing quite well in that Alfa Romeo, putting it where it should not be. That car does not deserve to be P3, but somehow he's managed to keep it up there. Again, Vandenberg putting the Toyota where it just shouldn't be in P4, kind of in his own race now, kind of broke away. He is looking to chase down Ocho though by the look of it. Raddy bringing himself back into contention for a podium in the fastest of the Dodge Vipers of the day, so he's doing really awesome job in that. Calgub, he's again just sort of in no man's land, just doing his own thing. However, he is performing pretty well to say. He's kind of on his own. He's not dropped back too much, and he's not really made any moves. So he's just again on his own. Feathers, well, he's P7 after that dirty little wall riding earlier on. We did spot it. I kind of knew someone would do it. And well, it had to be the GTR, didn't it? Alexander, he's P8 in the Bugatti. He's now past Vinny Bear, and he's on an absolute charge as he breaks free of the slipstream from Vinny Bear. Jace again charging away. He's on the back of Vinny Bear. He's going to need to hopefully get in a slipstream, or he's going to risk falling back and sort of being in his own race. Archangel, he's up past Jody, and he's got quite a sizable gap there. However, it's looking like the Supra's really closing that gap. So again, you can just see the speed deficit of the Alpha to pretty much any other car. So Jodie's a long way back there. Is she going to be able to make the move on the inside? She has got P11. Is she going to be able to keep it? They're almost side by side through there. Archangel looking for the cutback. He's not going to quite get it. She is through. That is a really good move. Again, the Alpha just speed deficit is just terrible as they sort of hung out on these really long straights. Myself, well, I'm now up past Ticket Bay and absolutely gapped him. The poor guy just with the wrong car choice. I think really it just really did not help him. It really hindered him. As you can't even see him, the poor bloke. But again, turning up to the lobby and just basically having a blast. That's what it's all about. It's not about the competition. It's not about who wins. It's just about having a laugh, having some fun. And Ticket Bait, well, he always shows up and he always has some fun. So well done to him as he's kind of just cruising around in no man's land now. Poor guy, he hasn't got any slipstream. He's got no one behind him, so he's just kind of cruising around at the back there. Sleazy Rider, he's almost gapping Ultimate Player. Ultimate Player is still holding in there just, but it's looking like Sleazy Rider is really putting a shift in for this P1. He really wants to win in that Sylvia. Ultimate Player obviously going to want to win in that Bugatti, but is he going to be able to chase down Sleazy in time? As Jay Vandenberg in the Toyota now up to P3, so that's a really awesome job from him. Ocho again, I feel like the speed deficit has really harmed him. Is he going to manage to get a run on Vandenberg here? Let's have a look. He's right up behind him, still behind him. Is he going to be able to make the move? No, so he's going to keep it high in the Alpha. The Toyota then going up high, so is he going to see a Toyota? Yeah, the Toyota just appears again. So really close racing by these two. He's now going to slipstream him down the straight, but I feel like the top speed of the Alpha is just not going to be there. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, the Toyota just pulled away. It's ridiculous how unpowerful those Alphas really are there. Raddy, he's P5. He's dropped back a little bit from the others. Calgub, he is still P6 again, just running around in no man's land, but awesome to see him turn up to the lobby. I believe this is his first time in one of these. He wasn't in the first one. There is quite a few from the first lobby. Those include, let's have a look, we've got Alexander, P8, who's in the Bugatti. We've got obviously Ticket Bait. There's quite a few that we're in the first lobby. Obviously myself, Jace, he's there. Jodie, she's now appeared, so she was going to be there in the first lobby, but she didn't quite manage to make it. So there's definitely some awesome returning players, and I feel like there's going to be quite a few. Archangel, again, he's a returning player, so definitely awesome to see, you know, the same faces, and obviously see some fresh new faces as well. So yeah, really awesome to be able to kind of do this kind of thing, as Jodie's looking to hold off Archangel. That is in the battle for P11. So there's battles pretty much everywhere from the front to all the way to the back. As myself, I'm now trying to get on the back of these two. I'm expecting to be on the back of them after this big left-hander, so let's see how they manage to get through there. Jodie's going to go on the inside line. Archangel, he's going to run the banking a little bit. Myself, I'm going to run the banking, so it's looking as if I'm aiming for the slipstream of Archangel. Am I going to be able to close up the gap to these two? We are on board with myself running that slipstream all the way down past the Alpha. Now obviously the Toyota is a very quick car in terms of its top end, so I'm going to assume the Alpha is going to be a pretty easy prey here. Are we going to get the move done? We've gone high, he's gone low, and yes, we've managed to clear the Alfa Romeo. So now it's all about chasing down that Toyota Supra of Jodie. Now we know how it went last time. Are we going to be able to get the move done nice and cleanly? She's gone a little bit wide, a little bit deep. She has saved it from going into the wall. So we are again just going to run in the slipstream as we go into where the Toyota is probably going to be the faster of the cars. Again, just having the better, better grip levels to the Mustang. So it's a lot about throttle control for myself through here. We're going to look to try and put it up the inside. I think we're a little bit too far back there, as Archangel has ran the slipstream and managed to stay on the back. So it's a three-way battle for P11 now. So what started out as a two-way battle has now turned into a three-way battle. So we're three wide almost going into that left-hander. Archangel, he's going to give me a little love tap on the rear end. So he is again then going to lose all momentum as we hit the straight. So slipstream and Jodie, so let's go back on board. Are we going to get the move done down the straight? Almost equally matched, but the slipstream again just slightly closing me up on that rear bumper. Are we going to manage to pull out and get the move done? As we're going to go side by side again. I've chosen to go high, she's stayed low. Am I going to be able to do it? It's looking like the Supra's just managing to keep ahead as we're still side by side. And again, the Supra just keeping us away. So a little bit of a bump draft there. I'm again going to try and get the cutback on the Toyota. Are we going to get it done this time? Still side by side. So I'm not managing to break away from this Supra just yet. Am I going to manage to get the move done on the run out of the corner? It's looking so. No, I'm not. It's still again side by side, but just managing to pull out ahead. And that's looking like I've almost got P11 covered. But Archangel, he's going to try and get involved now. Now I believe that is probably as far as I'm going to go in terms of overtaking, as we have Ticket Bait in P14 just a bit back from this battle. Sadly, no slipstream to pull him along in that really slow top end of the Alpha. Sleazy Rider, he's out front, and he's out front by a mile, so it's almost like he just has to cruise to the finish, keep it nice and clean, and he's going to take the win here for sure. There cannot be anything that goes wrong for him really at this point. Awesome drive by him, by the way, in this Sylvia. Did not expect that car to be taking the win. We've got Ultimate Player. He is P2, followed by the Toyota of Jay Vandenberg, obviously pushing in a car that really just should not be on the podium. Ocho, he's looking like he is still P4 in the Alpha, followed by, I believe, Raddy, who is in a Dodge Viper. So yes, so Ocho still maintaining P4 in a car that shouldn't really be there. So let's go on board Raddy, as he is right up in the slipstream here. I'm expecting him to really kind of close up, especially with the top end deficit that the Alfa Romeo does have. He's a bit far back now, so he's lost a bit of pace through the left-hander, the big bank left-hander there, so I'm not quite sure what went on. Calgub, he's basically in his own race, followed by Alexander, in the Bugatti, who again just seems to be in his own race. Feathers, he's in the GTR MP8 after doing his cheeky little wall ride earlier, again just sort of on his own. Vinny Bear, he's now being chased down by Jace. Is Jace going to be able to get in this slipstream and run all the way to the bottom of this kind of big curved straight? With Vinny Bear, I'm expecting the Bugatti to just be that little bit too quick, that this slipstream will not help Jace at this point. However, it's awesome to see him still battling on, as he's now got himself within a top 10 position in that Sylvia. Myself, I've just broke away in P11 from these pair here, Archangel and Jody. Looking like Jody's a bit too far back now, but we know as it comes to the end of that loop that the Supra is again just really quick. Sleazy Rider, he's about to go onto his last lap now. Awesome to see him putting an absolute shift in that car. Really well done to him. He's going to then go on to lap 20 of 20. Really kind of just dominating the second half of this race. Jay Vandenberg now P2. We've got Ultimate Player in P3, so he's made the move there somewhere. Ultimate Player dropping back by the look of it, as Raddy's now got a run on him, so I'm guessing he's made a mistake. Raddy looking like the quicker of the two. He is going to manage to get himself on that podium. Surely he just needs a bit of a... He's alongside, he's definitely got more momentum going onto the banking, and Ultimate Player pushes him there. That is an absolute disgraceful move, so I'm going to have to call it here. I know the game didn't, but that is Ultimate Player getting thrown off the podium no matter what. So whoever takes P4 will actually get there's another accident there. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I don't know if it was just frustration for Raddy. Ocho now dropping back to Cow Guy. So whoever ends up P4 will just take the podium over Ultimate Player, in my opinion, because that is just an absolutely, to be honest, disgraceful move. Like, really, oh dear. I don't know what he was really expecting to happen. He just, I don't know, it's really disappointing. I mean, last lap of the race and you do that, it's just, I don't know, you know, fight hard, but, you know, fight clean. As Sleazy Rider, he's taken P1, so absolutely well done to him for winning our first race of the evening. Jay Vandenberg P2 in the Toyota, awesome showing for that little car, and Ultimate Players P3, but you're not. So Raddy P3, well done, mate. Archo P5, P6 for Cowgold, managing to get on the back of the pack in the end. Alexander, the Hungarian Maestro, he is now in P7. He's going to finish there. Nick Feathers, he's P8 after his wall riding antics early on. And it's looking like Vinny Bear's just managed to hold Jace off in the Sylvia there for P9. And to round out P10 is Jace. Myself, I've kind of broken away. Not much I could do in the later stages. No slipstream or anything. P11 for myself. Archangel in P12, just managing to hold Jody off on those last couple laps. Jody P12. And Ticket Bait, well, he's still going, and it's looking like he's going to take the final position. Is he going to manage to get it across the line, or is he just going to leave? He's going to stay in by the look of it. You can take P13 loud and proud. Well done, Ticket Bait, on finishing this race. So that is an absolutely awesome race. Well done to everyone. So let's check the highlights out. Well, the first highlight has to be my own crash early on. The rear end just snapping. I try and save it, and it just snaps back. I've hit Feathers there, and the Mustang just ends up in the wall. Really disappointing to have that happen so early on. And then Jace, well, he's going to go for a spin. Looking like he got caught by someone there. So it's myself and Jace that are going to have to get ourselves up and going again as we towed each other along. Jace obviously having the better race overall, so well done to him for that recovery drive. Then we've got Fresh and Lambo Rider battling it out. Let's see what happens here. And obviously it's looking like Lambo Rider went to take Fresh out, and it kind of bit him back. So Fresh holding on there. Not quite sure really what happened to Fresh. He just sort of disappeared. So yeah, I mean, pretty confusing to be honest. So yeah, Lambo Rider with a dirty move, and it backfired. So that's pretty hilarious. Then we have Sleazy Rider making the move on Fresh, and it backfiring and spinning him. So I mean, pretty chaotic, some of these overtakes. Then we've got the crash between myself and Jody. She's going to come off of the wall and end up straight into the side of me. And that's going to be the second crash of the race for myself. Jody then does redeem herself with this awesome move all the way back on Archangel. She's then going to get herself through the corner. A little nudge from Archangel, but she does get through from a long way back if you remember that from when we look back at the race. Then we've got Raddy and Ocho. He's going to manage to get himself around the Alfa Romeo, or is he? Looking like Ocho's going to battle this one back. Let's see what happens. Ocho's managed to get himself through. Raddy's wanting that position back for sure. He's lost it looked like the rear end kind of just got away from him, similar to what it did with my Mustang. He's on the grass. He's got work to do. Now we've got this absolutely disgusting move. This is the one by Ultimate Player. Really, just, I mean, come on, you can't be. It's so purposeful as well. It's not even kind of subtle. Really kind of not happy with that. Raddy, rightfully really angry. He had an awesome race up until that point. So it's just, no room for that in my lobbies. And then obviously our overtake of the day, well, again, that's going to have to be Jodie from all the way back there. It's probably one of the only really kind of clean overtakes of the race. She does get through all the way back there, so well done to her in her first showing. On board the race, this is on board the Toyota, as it's going to watch the carnage unfold, and it's going to manage to come out unscathed. You can see the snap on the Mustang through the middle, threading that needle, so really awesome to see. So that was our first race of our second meeting. I hope you enjoyed. I genuinely have huge fun just getting these lobbies together. So if you do want to join, make sure you're subscribed. Keep your eye out on the community post, because I will post when the lobby's up. I believe the next one, when this video goes out, should be tomorrow. So it should be on the Wednesday, the next lobby, between anywhere from about 5 till 7 p.m. But I will post it a little bit sooner. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for your support. See you later, guys. Cheers. Peace.